All right. So everybody, I think, can hear me. So this is Baljit. I'm one of the migration agents working with CECA. Welcome to this session. And in today's session, we'll be looking into the Victoria nominations, which program which they have recently announced, and also later in the session, we'll be also looking into the partner visa, like how you can apply for a partner visa and who can apply for the partner visa. Okay, so let's start with session. Welcome, and yeah, so we'll be, as I told you, we'll be discussing about the Victorian state nomination and the partner visa. So the basic requirement. Let's start with the basic requirement of the visa of the state nomination. What they have announced, particularly Victoria. So you should be to apply for this nomination. You should be nominated to apply for by the state or the territory government. So of course that's the case. So this time this is Victoria. Have an occupation in the relevant skill list. We have jot down the occupations. There are 17 of them right now, in which you can apply, and and yeah, we can look into those in the later slides. And have a suitable skill assessment for the occupation. Of course, you need a skill assessment from the relevant authority, and you should be invited to apply and satisfy the point test. So minimum point score for the um, 491 visa is of course 50 points, and 15 are given by the state, so total makes it 65. For 190, if we are applying, we are looking into 60 points, and 5 are given by the state, and you get minimum point score of 65. So you must have a required English level. So it depends. Means it is 6 in for Victoria. Um, for some, to get some assessments, you need a level of 7. So whatever the minimum requirement is, you should be getting that requirement. But to apply for the visa, the requirement is 6. So the nominations are open from 8th of September, which was yesterday, and the exact list of the occupation is still not out, but we look into what can be the prospective, occupations in the later slides. So, so how you apply for the Victorian nomination? To apply for the Victorian nomination, you first need to make an EOI in the skill select, and then you register your interest by 21st of September on the Live in Victoria website. You register yourself, and then when your EOI is selected, you need to make an application for the nomination to Victoria, and if that is accepted, then you apply for the visa. Uh, So the basic eligibility for this is currently you should be living in Victoria and be currently employed in Victoria for a minimum of 6 months in your occupation, and your occupation should be related to the health and medical research, which is support the economic recovery of Victoria and also the health response. So this is the basic requirement, and the only best applications would be selected. So getting a minimum point score is not a guarantee that your visa would be accepted. Sorry, your nomination would be given to you, but they will select on the merit basis. So it can be competitive for few of you. And then what opportunity does it bring with it, like for whom this visa is for, or for whom they will we think that they'll give um, the opportunity to apply for these nominations. So basically for Victoria, if we see the list given by the Home Affairs, like for the COVID recovery and all. So they have jot down like 17 professions, which are mainly chief executives and managing directors, so construction project manager, mechanical engineers, GP and resident medical officers, psychiatrists, medical practitioners not elsewhere classified. Um, those are the professions like which they would be looking for. Another is of course the midwives and nurses. Nurses should be in the medical, in the medical or mental health or critical care or aged care. They all are eligible to apply for the nomination. So you should make up your EOI and you should apply for this nomination. So others, for others occupation, if you are not in these occupations, you need to wait till October 5 till the whole list will come up, and then we'll have the better scenario, like which occupations are eligible at that time. So that list will be published on or after October of 5th. So those occupations means the other occupations need to wait till that date. Okay, and okay, so let's start with the partner visa. The partner visa, like why we discussing this? Cause lots of our clients, they wanted that we should do this for the partner visa, the 820 and 801, and that's why we have included this thing in this session. Okay, so why this visa? So this visa is for people who are Australian, who are in Australia and want to apply for their partner visa with their partner who is an Australian citizen or a permanent resident. For this visa, to start with, you need an Australian permanent resident or Australian citizen as your partner. All right. So the next is let's see what is about this visa. So what this visa is about, it's stay in Australia when you apply for this visa. So you can stay in Australia, like once you have applied for this visa, you can stay on a bridging visa. The bridging visa, depending upon your current visa, would be granted to you depending on if you are on a substantial visa, you'll be granted a bridging visa A. If you are not on a substantial visa, the chances are that you would be granted a bridging visa C or E. Uh, so what you will get, if you are a on a bridging visa, you'll get a full work rights, but not on bridging visa C or E. Um, and also you can include your dependent children on this visa. um, yeah, when we are okay, right. And what is the basic eligibility for this? You must meet the definition of a married or de facto relationship to be eligible. Of course, you need to be married or you need to be in a de facto relationship. So what is a de facto relationship? We'll discuss later. You should have a sponsor, which is your partner, who should be an Australian citizen or a permanent resident. You should be at least 18 years of age, should have good health and good character, and of course, no debts to the Australian Commonwealth. Okay, and then the next would be that how you apply for this visa. So if you are in a de facto relationship, so what is the de facto relationship? It is a relationship like when you are not actually married, but you present yourself as a couple, or you live together and you are sharing your all day commitments with each other and things like that. So that is called a de facto relationship. Uh, and that relationship should be a 12-month-old relationship at least. If it is not 12-month-old, you should get your registration, your the relationship registered from the Department of Birth, Marriage and Death, and they can get from there you can get your certificate that you are in a de facto relationship. That is mandatory if your relationship is not more is not more than 12 months old. So the other thing which you need to do is you need if you are married, so of course you need to prove your marriage, and the supporting forms from the witnesses you must be submitted with this visa application. So what are these supporting witness documents? So these are actually the forms. They are typically called Form 888. These forms should be signed and filled by an Australian citizen or a permanent resident, uh, who should say that they know you from this date, and it should that they think that you are in a in a relationship with each other. So it's like they support you, and they know you that you are a couple. So that's Form 888, which you need to apply for the visa. And then of course you need proof of support from a partner and sponsorship. This is the sponsorship form which you need to fill up. Sorry, for your partner need to fill up, who is sponsoring you. So this is these are the basic requirements. Other than that, when the partner visa, it is judged by the case officer, by the four pillars approach. So let's discuss these pillars one by one. So for any relationship, there are like four pillars of their coexistence. So first pillar in this category is the finances. So you need to show, or you need to prove, you and your partner, that you share financial commitments. So how you can show these commitments? So it can be with the joint mortgage, or a joint lease documents if you have, any joint loan if you have, of major assets like cars, or homes at your, or home major appliances in your name, for which you are giving the loan or the payments. And you should have maybe you have the joint bank account statements, or you have the household bills which are coming in your name. That is how you show that that you have financial commitments with each other. The second pillar in this category would be your household work, like how you share your domestic matters. So how you prove that? You need to prove that by a statement, that how you share your housework. You should show them that how that the household bills in both of your names, and mails and emails addressed to both of you at the same address. Documents to show that you have joint responsibility of a child. Documents to prove that what is your living arrangement, like how you are living together, how you are coexisting in the house. So this is the second pillar of the relationship. And the third pillar is the social matters. So to for the social matters, the evidence which may include are like the joint invitation, like somebody invite you on a dinner or something, or somebody invite you for a birthday party or things like that. um, that invitation is in your both name, then you can use that as a proof. So proof you have is for, like, you have the common friends, like you have told the government bodies or the public or the commercial bodies about your relationship, that you have got your relationship registered. And that proof that you have, you go to the sporting or cultural activities together, like you have photographs of traveling together and things like that. You can show the, like the hotel bookings, you can show the travel tickets that you are traveling together. Things like that can be shown to prove the third pillar, which is of social commitment. And then, of course, the fourth is pillar is the commitment towards each other. So what does that means is how you are committed with each other. So that will include that you have the knowledge of each other's backgrounds and how you respect each other's culture. And this you can tell in the interview if that happens. Most of the time the interview um, do not happen, but there can be a short interview over the phone, or they can even call you at an office in Australia to have a meeting. It can be individual meeting, can be joint meeting. It depends on the case officer actually. That other matter is that you have the proof of combined personal matters together, maybe in terms of wills, or how you are staying in touch even when you are apart. So for example, if you are not living together at the moment, for example, one of your partner is working somewhere, and then how you guys are in touch, you need to prove that how you are in touch, like you can be in touch with the social media accounts, you can be in touch with the with your Facebook or your phones or any other media. You can be in touch with each other, and that you need to show for that period for which you were apart. And all right, and then 801 application. This is granted after the 24-month of initial period. I think we missed one slide. Okay. Okay. So the second part is like the eight. This visa it comes in like two parts. So one is the application 820, and the other application is 801. So first, like it is called a initial application. So 820 is take the assessment of 820 visa take place. These days it can take up to 24 months, or maybe at least 1 year to process this application. And then after the total of 2 years of your marriage or of your relationship, of when you apply for your visa, you can apply for a 801 visa, which is a permanent residency. But if from the initial date, your 820 is not granted and it is still in the process and it's past 24 months, so you would be directly getting the 801 visa, which is a permanent residency. So other considerations in this visa which should be considered are that even if you are section 48 bar, that is your visa was um, you know uh, your visa was refused onshore, you can still apply for this visa, but you need to show the compassionate grounds that compelling grounds that why you want to apply for this visa. That is basically called that you need to meet the schedule 3 criteria of for this visa. Of course, gay couples can also apply for this visa, and you should be confident of your relationship is genuine and long lasting. So this is the most important thing of this visa. Your relationship should be genuine and it should be long lasting for the grant of visa. There are many cases in which the relationship is not genuine, or they are not able to prove that their relationship is genuine or continuing, and then the case officer reject those visas. So this is very important that your relationship should be genuine and long lasting. So and the other thing is, more important thing is that if you have applied for a partner visa, or you came as a or you're a sponsor who has applied for a partner visa, and then your relationship breakdowns or something happens in between, it is like a 5-year ban. You cannot apply for visa for another 5 years. So from the date you have made the first application till the decision of the new application is made, there should be a gap of 5 years. So if your partner visa is refused, you cannot apply for another partner visa. So you cannot like keep on applying for these visas again and again. If your once is rejected, um, you cannot apply for another one, like straight away. All right. So the most important thing to look into is that your relationship should be genuine and continuing. You may or may not be living or staying together, but you should show that you have a commitment with each other, and you must not be living apart permanently. So if you are staying apart or not staying together, it should be justifiable. For example, you are not staying together because of your work commitment, or you are not staying together because of your other commitments, like study commitment and things like that. Okay, so if you are applying for offshore, then you need to apply for a subclass 309 slash 100 subclass. So this is the counter uh, visa for that. And if you want someone to come over and still you haven't decided that whether you want to go with this visa or not, then of course you can apply for a prospective marriage visa for in that case. And yeah, that brings us towards the end of this session. I want to share with you that we are doing, free student visas, and free, our consultations are free. And we are doing Nati classes for Hindi, Nepali, and Punjabi language. You can get the link on our Facebook page for these. And of course, IELTS and PT coaching is also free via the Zoom sessions, so you can get that link as well from our Facebook page, right? And as you know, Melbourne is in lockdown, although we have offices in Sydney, in Adelaide, in Brisbane, and in Victoria, Melbourne. But our Melbourne office is working remotely, and book for your free appointment or consultation in there, and we will get back to you. You can call our number, which is 0393361318. I repeat, 0393361318. So this is our number. You can call us, and you can book an appointment. And thanks for joining in. And now we can take any questions if you have. All right, I think there were few questions already on this. Okay. Okay, so Mr. Garewal want to ask that I have finished my diploma early childhood. Can you let me know what is the procedure of skill assessment? So, so if you have completed a diploma in early childhood, you need to apply for your skill assessment. First is your pre-skill assessment, and then you need to do job ready program, and for the full skill assessment, um, for if you have done a diploma in early childhood, you need the experience of working as a manager for 1 year. That's how you get your skill assessment. And one more question: can we take admission in ENPT with 6 each? It is very difficult these days to get an admission in EN, that is enrolled nurse, with a PT band score of 6. You need to have at least 7 band each for an admission in as an enrolled nurse course, like a diploma of nursing. So if anybody else have any question, they can ask us.
Hello, Baljit Ajanta here.
Yeah.
Hi. My question is, I am currently in Australia.
Yeah.
I had applied for a spouse PR
Hmm.
offshore
Hmm.
back in India.
Yes.
And while in Australia on a tourist visa,
Hmm.
due to the COVID-19 situation, I was unable to travel,
Hmm.
and I went for onshore spouse PR
Hmm.
so that I don't have to travel during these days.
Hmm.
So now I have to PRs under processing currently, one
Mm-hmm.
offshore and one onshore.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe you told that the PR processing takes approximately 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So the offshore PR, it requires that the applicant is not in Australia when the PR judgment is given.
Yeah, yeah.
However, the onshore PR requires that the applicant is in Australia. So what happens during that time? Like my offshore was applied earlier, so the
Mm-hmm.
offshore result would come first. Uh,
Yeah, so basically, if that is the case, and your applications are continuing,
mhm.
then like when they would be near to give the decision, they'll ask you that you need to be uh, like in India or out of Australia.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So at that point, I would have to go for a bridging visa B or something, is it?
Yeah, you need to take some like bridging visa B, and then you can fly back, means fly and then come back.
Okay, so in this scenario, like is would I have to go for some special permission to go like fly out and again come back?
Like
Uh,
you mean like in this scenario, like in COVID situation?
yes, exactly.
Yes, of course, you need a special permission to come back,
Okay, so
which
I
can be granted, that because you are a spouse of a permanent Australian or Australian resident,
mhm.
so that exemption can be granted easily.
Okay, and one more small question. So you mentioned that the 888 forms must be signed by an Australian citizen or a PR holder. Is that is it? Is it? Or I was
Yeah,
not sure.
that's the case. They only accept uh, the the 888 forms for
Mhm.
from non-Australian permanent resident or a citizen, if and only if you are not able to provide it from them. You need to make an application and with the forms
Okay,
that
so
you don't really know somebody. But it is hard to believe that you don't know anybody because your
okay.
partner is Australian.
So in that case, can I, because I have already applied and I have already uploaded two 888 forms, but I didn't know about this. So I had
Mm.
applied with people who are non-Australian or PR holders. But
Mhm.
can I upload more forms? Can I, because I know people here, can I request other people and then
Yeah,
upload?
the minimum requirement is two form. You can upload as many as you like.
Okay, okay, sure. Thank you.
Right. All right.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Samantha. All right. Thanks for joining in, and we'll take your leave now. Thank you.